Hey everyone, welcome back to 22 Panels. This is the podcast that aims to examine, explore, and elevate the medium of comics. I am Tyler, and across the snowy interwebs from me is Tad. Hey Tad, how's it going?
It's going good. It's
Good.
going good.
How's the weather by you? I know we're going through this global snowstorm right now.
Snowy. It's
Yeah.
snowy.
Yeah.
We were just talking to Maria in Australia. She's not snowy.
No, I know.
She's
It's
rainy.
it's going across the United States right now, but
Right.
yeah, in the Midwest we're getting hit hard, so
We had a snow day yesterday.
yep. We've had last week 3 snow days last week, and I'm
Wow.
thinking we might have one on Monday. The temperature right now is negative
You got
20.
Monday off anyway.
Yeah, we do. Never mind. It is the holiday.
Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Um but anyway, so
So did you did you see what the Republicans in the House got up to this week?
a little bit.
Oh, so um
I
this is just you couldn't script this better.
no.
The Republicans in the House,
Uh-huh.
despite the fact that the government will shut down next Friday without a continuing resolution or budget.
Yep.
And it's already clear that we won't get either of them without more Democratic votes than Republican votes. And they're already talking about ousting Mike Johnson the same way they ousted Kevin McCarthy the last time this happened.
Yep.
Because, crashing the economy seems to be part of the plan for them.
Right.
So rather than working on the budget, they continue to try to make Hunter Biden into a story
Correct.
because even though he's never held political office, even though they've never shown any links to his father's wrongdoing or to his father in his wrongdoing,
Right.
other than the fact that he's his father and he won't say, I don't love you.
Exactly. Uh
They can't let him go.
no.
I'm just gonna I won't I'm gonna just read from some stuff from J Quo because J Quo is my at status quo on Substack, and I hope that he manages to leave too because Substack has its all other set of issues. But um he's my go-to legal guy,
Okay.
and uh, he also every week puts out like humorous tweets and other internet things from the week. So that's important to know for what I'm going to read here, which is GOP's Hunter Biden plans just blew up. Disastrous hearing and vote on contempt of Congress with surprise attendance by Hunter Biden shows the GOP still isn't ready for prime time. No one expected Hunter Biden to actually show up at Congress yesterday. And oh boy, I usually reserve a lot of what I'm reporting on today for my weekend funnies, but given that the stakes are an impending yet evidence-free impeachment of the president, it's important to highlight how badly the GOP is bungling the job. The House Oversight Committee had planned to hold Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress for failing to appear for a closed-door deposition. But on Wednesday, the younger Biden turned the tables on them by appearing in person anyway. This was a gutsy and effective move for a few reasons. First, his surprise appearance upended the Republicans' plans to publicly blast him for ignoring a subpoena. Some of the GOP members, like Republican Nancy Mace, or Representative Nancy Mace, really lost their minds over it. Any way you slice it, when Hunter Biden is sitting right there, ready and willing to testify publicly, you wind up looking pretty foolish for complaining that he ignored your subpoena. Second, the GOP's prepared talking points quickly went out the window. It became clear that they weren't at all prepared for the onslaught of criticism from a much smarter, better prepared Democratic minority on the committee, which quickly made the hearing and vote about Republican hypocrisy on subpoena the hearing and vote about Republican hypocrisy on subpoena compliance. Finally, Hunter Biden's appearance, rather than the contempt vote, became the story of the day, stealing most, if not all, of the GOP's thunder. The coup de grace came when it was Marjorie Taylor Greene's, and I love that he does this. He just
walked out, didn't he?
He doesn't put R Georgia next to her. He puts Q Georgia. That's how he always does it. Q Georgia turned to speak, and Hunter Biden nudged his attorney, and they all stood up and left the room. All the press and the cameras on them, not her.
I thought that was awesome. It was just so classy way to end it, right?
But there is more going on here than theatrics. Hunter Biden's team and the Democrats on the committee are deftly countering the GOP's plan of attack and its public narrative. It's a bit of a gamble because it draws more attention to the Hunter Biden story, but the aggressive pushback appears to have succeeded for now in reclaiming headlines from the GOP. Then he walks you through it, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but so some things worth pointing out are that this isn't the first time Hunter has shown up and just refused to talk to them behind closed doors.
Right.
He's like, I'll talk.
Yep.
But everybody gets to see it.
But it's going to be public. Yep.
And you know, I mean, the Democrats in the audience were very good at like pointing out the whys on that. There was one representative in particular when they were asking why he couldn't appear behind, you know, in a closed door meeting. He just shouted out, "Because you lie."
That's great.
But yeah, there were other things. The witness accepted the chairman's invitation. It just so happens the witness is here. By the way, this is Jared Moskowitz, who the committee chair, James Comer, once called a Smurf because he was wearing a particularly blue suit.
Yeah.
So Moskowitz, during this hearing, was wearing a Smurf's tie.
Nice.
Talk about like next level burn. So what he says was the witness accepted the chairman's invitation. It so happens the witness is here. If the committee wants to hear from the witness and the chairman gave the witness that option, then the only folks that are afraid to hear from the witness with the American people watching are my friends on the other side of the aisle. Mm-hmm. Let's vote. Let's take a vote. Who wants to hear from Hunter right now, today? Anyone? Come on. Who wants to hear from Hunter?
Nobody. Nobody.
Nancy Mace, so this is great. My first question, who bribed Hunter Biden to be here today? How does that even make sense? God. I mean, that's on par with the idea that Donald Trump wants us to believe that all of the January 6 people were Antifa and FBI and whatnot, but he's going to pardon them when he's president.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, he doesn't think that people actually believe him.
But this is where it gets better. Second question, you're the epitome of white privilege. Coming into the oversight committee, spitting in our face, ignoring a congressional subpoena to be deposed. What are you afraid of? You have no balls to come up here today.
Wow.
I mean, I think she already had like prepared notes that were probably like, who bribed Hunter Biden not to be here today? And you're the epitome of white privilege coming to the oversight committee, or, you know, refusing to come into the oversight committee, spitting in our face, ignoring a congressional opinion. And she had like quickly changed it to rather than not being here, being here.
But she didn't change the whole thing. It's still garbled.
I don't know how that's supposed to be white privilege.
Exactly.
When Moskowitz jumped in to point out that if Mace wanted to hear from Biden, he could testify publicly. Mace tried to make this about men talking over women. Are women allowed to speak in here or no?
I'm just unclear. Why were they so certain he wasn't going to show up?
Well, because he said he wouldn't appear before a closed door meeting.
Okay.
And that they said that was the only way they wanted to talk to him because, they want to control the message.
Exactly.
But then, Marjorie Taylor, Hunter Biden sits here with a smug look on his face and runs away when it's my turn to talk. Not only is he a criminal, but he's a coward.
He might be.
It gets better, though.
He might be a criminal, but I don't think he's a coward.
It's better, though.
Yeah.
Green asked to admit unverified materials into the record. Republican Jamie Raskin, who is the committee's ranking Democrat, reminded her that she should not show pornography. Because remember, she showed the Hunter Biden sex tape previously.
Mm-hmm.
She assured him that the evidence that she was about to show was not pornography.
Mm-hmm.
Raskin muttered, "Well, you're the expert." And then she produced more lewd photos of Hunter, but this time with his genitals blurred out.
Well,
to which Raskin said, "This is not the Jerry Springer show. This is the United States House of Representatives. Come on."
God. I will say getting drugged through the mud like Hunter is, he is doing it gracefully.
Well, I mean, he's clean.
Yeah.
I mean, this backs his story that he cleaned up. Was he once a drug addict? Yes.
Yep.
Was he? Well, and you're never not a drug addict, but
right.
Was he like an active drug addict rather than a recovering drug addict? Yes. Was he a sex addict rather than a recovering sex addict? Yes. Did he have some shady business dealings and buy a gun when he shouldn't have? Yes. He has essentially admitted to all of these things.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, he's committed these things, but yet he's never once said, "I didn't do that." I mean, the only reason he's pleading not guilty at this point is because the plea agreement that they had blew up. Right.
But what I also love is Moskowitz offered to vote for the for holding Biden in contempt if they amended the bill to include Scott Perry, Mark Meadows, Jim Jordan, Mo Brooks, Andy Biggs, and Kevin McCarthy, all of whom had refused to comply with subpoenas from the January 6th committee. So he's like, if this is about not complying with a congressional subpoena, let's have everybody that hasn't complied with a congressional subpoena.
Mm-hmm.
You vote to hold them in contempt, I'll vote to hold Hunter in contempt. But this isn't, Hunter Biden is in contempt, but none of you guys are.
Right.
But, of course, that didn't go anywhere. As has, I mean, Jamie Raskin has the receipts and has done the homework, that we know of. Trump made $7.8 million from foreign governments while he was president, which is absolutely against the emoluments clause.
Mm-hmm.
For that matter, the whole thing that they've been arguing is that Hunter Biden and therefore Joe Biden got money from China while he was vice president. And they haven't actually shown any receipts for this. We've got the receipts on Trump.
Right.
So if it was about the principle, then we'd be asking Trump for some money at the very least, because that's the United States government's money.
Right.
So yeah, it was a fun week in the halls of Congress.
Crazy. Wonder what's going to happen next week.
I am truly, I mean, and it says something about the level of the right wing media engine.
Mm-hmm.
The number of people who don't know how utterly incompetent at even being incompetent their party is.
Yeah, they don't have a clue.
I mean, holding this hearing rather than working on the budget is in and of itself incompetence. But they couldn't even do that right. They got their asses handed to them.
Yeah. What else is going on in news?
Well, we got some comic news.
Sure.
It's the 40th anniversary of Usagi Yojimbo, and to celebrate that, Dark Horse will be releasing a reader with a number of classic Usagi stories in color, some of them for the first time, collected to be 8 fan favorite specially selected stories entirely in color in a $14.99 anniversary reader with a new painted cover from Stan.
That's a good price.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to pick that up.
I will too, even though I got all of them already.
Yeah. See,
but having them all in one place, it'll be good lending volume. I could see picking up a couple of them.
And just being like, here, you haven't heard of Usagi? Here you go.
Yeah. It'd be a good lending volume, a good way to get people into it.
That's true.
Also interesting, in July, Harold Schechter and Eric Powell, who previously had teamed up for the Did You Hear What Eddie Gein Done? Did you read that?
Yeah, that's about Ed Gein, the serial killer. Yeah, from Wisconsin. Yeah.
I haven't read that one yet. I keep meaning to. Kelly loved it.
Yep.
Are doing a volume called Dr. Worthless, the man who studied murder and nearly killed the comics industry.
That sounds awesome.
So they're doing a story on Frederick Wortham. So I'm interested to
check that out.
To see.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
New to order for January 18. New comic series, Batman.
No,
what?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
You were probably pulling me where you get the colors mixed up.
Well, no, I was thinking our final order cutoff is I guess the 20th that we're going to be talking about. So I
got it.
I was thinking a whole segment further ahead.
Sure. No, this is new to order, January 18. New series out, Batman Dark Age #1 from Mark Russell and Mike Allred. That sounds awesome. Black Widow and Hawkeye.
And if you haven't, go read Superman Space Age.
Right. Speaking of Mark Russell, I think we're both going to be talking about him in a little bit here. I didn't look at your list.
I think he will come up later in this episode, possibly multiple times.
I think so. Number 2, Black Widow and Hawkeye from Stephanie Phillips and Paolo Villanelli. That sounds awesome. I love Black Widow in the comic books, more so than the movie.
I love Stephanie Phillips.
Yeah.
But I love Black Widow too. I mean, it's one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe. But seeing Stephanie take her on is going to be fun.
For sure. The Blood Brothers Mother, #1, Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Riso from Distillery. This one I'm looking forward to. Deathstalker #1, Tim Seeley, Stephen Kostansky, / Nathan Gooden.
Yes, that slash.
Yes, that slash.
And Nathan Gooden.
We should
just write that in the notes there. / yes, that slash.
Feral #1 from Tony Fleeks and Trish Forstner. I can't pronunciate very well, I guess, from Image Comics. That looks really good as well. Can't wait to check that out. Another animal book, Man's Best. Number one,
Pornsak Pisha and Jesse Lonergan. And if you haven't, go back and listen to the interview with them because they are awesome.
Right.
This book looks amazing.
Mm-hmm. Night People #1, Barry Gifford and Chris Condon and Brian Level from Oni. Spectrograph #1, James Tynion IV and Christian Ward from Distillery. This one I'm looking forward to. I'm always looking forward to new Usagi, but Usagi Yojimbo, The Crow #1 from Stan Sakai out on Dark Horse. And White Boat #1 from Scott Snyder, Francesco Francavilla from Distillery. And Wrong Earth, Dead Ringers #1, Tom Payer, Jamal Engel from Ahoy.
We'll talk a little more specifically about some new series.
Yeah.
Little Black Book. I know you've been waiting for me to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff McComsey, Felipe Cunha at AWA. Don't miss the start of this hard-boiled neo-Western thriller in this explosive new thriller by writer Jeff McComsey, who did Grendel, Kentucky, and artist Felipe Cunha, who did Gatsby. Cole, a straight arrow handyman, finds himself in the crosshairs of a ruthless crime syndicate, along with his pregnant wife. But what is the meaning of the little black book of underworld contacts? Cole's deceased father had hidden in his name. Cole's deceased father believed the best thing he could do for his son was to stay out of his life. But does the apple fall far from the tree? So, you know.
I like that being described as a neo-Western. I think that's
and a little noir mixed
Yep.
in. I like it.
Yep, it's going to be really cool.
You've also been waiting for me to talk some Napalm Baby.
Yes.
From Rick Remender and Bengal, reteaming. Their last book was Death or Glory.
Yeah.
For Napalm Lullaby, an all-new ongoing dystopian epic with a special double-length first issue. A child with unimaginable power is raised to believe he is God by a cult of zealots utterly confident in the moral authority of their religion. The magnificent leader has imposed his will on humanity and created the ultimate theocracy. Join them or be cast out to suffer with the masses.
This looks really good. I'm always fascinated with weird stuff like cults and things like that. Yeah. So
I actually watched a documentary on the Oklahoma City bombing yesterday.
Yep.
Which, of course, stemmed from Waco and Ruby Ridge before that. So, you know, white supremacist cult thread all the way through.
Yep.
All right. Torpedo 1972. From co-creator and artist of 100 Bullets comes a reimagining of the crime noir Torpedo. I forgot to look this up. Torpedo was originally, I think, Alex Toth. And was taken over by a number of other like really outstanding artists from there. Does it say in the Wikipedia page? That would be too easy to give me like went to this character to this character to this character. Written by Enrique Sanchez Abuli, drawn by Jordi Burnett for a lot of it. Originally developed by Alex Toth.
Okay.
The first two stories. Jordi Burnett has also done a lot of great work. So
cool.
You know, it's and it looks like it's still Enrique Sanchez Abuli is listed as the writer. So in the 1930s, Lucas Torelli, known as Torpedo, was a legend of the suburbs of New York. A tough, trigger-happy Sicilian who only knew how to make friends. Anyone else is no longer here to say otherwise. Nearly 40 years later, the Big Apple has changed quite a bit. Torpedo, not so much. As a persistent journalist prepares to write an article about the Caputo family, the demons of Torpedo's past resurface, along with his dirty old habits. And I can't think of anybody better than Eduardo Risso to do that sort of story.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen here so you can just see the cover.
Sure. Oh, I like the photos.
Yeah.
Those are really cool. Like from the little photo booth, kind of thing,
Right.
Cool.
So definitely looking forward to that one. And yeah, those are 3 new series coming out. So why don't you take us through the
Collections and
graphic novels and collections, and then I'll
really looking forward to the cat fight
get on it.
from Andrew Wheeler and Ilias Kiriazis from IDW. Dusk from Alex Segura and Elizabeth Little and David Hahn from Scout. We got Gleam from Freddie Carrasco, out on Drawn and Quarterly. Hobtown Mystery Stories, Volume 1, The Case of the Missing Men from Chris Burton and Alexander Forbes from Oni Press. Let's see. This one I really liked reading it in issues. The Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos, Volume 1 from James Tynion in the fourth. Tate Bromdahl and Isaac Goodhart from Dark Horse. Project Cryptid, Volume 1 from various creators out on Ahoy. Replay, Memoir of an Uprooted Family from Jordan Mechner. That one looks pretty good too.
We'll probably talk about that one next week.
Yeah. Star Trek, Day of Blood hardcover from Chris Cantwell, Colin Kelly, Jackson Lanzig, Ramon Rosanas, and Angel Anzueta from IDW. Swan Songs from W. Maxwell Prince, Martin Simmons, Caspar Wingard, Felipe Andrade, Caitlin Yarsky, Alex Ekman Lawn, Martin Marazzo from Image Comics. That series we'll be talking about in a little bit here has just been awesome. So pick up that volume. Tomorrow the Birds from Osamu Tezuka from Ablaze.
Osamu, the godfather of manga.
Yep, I can never
Astro
pronounce
Boy.
it correct, right? I never can.
Yeah.
Whiff Wolf, Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing, and Dalen Ogden from Vault. This one we talked about last time. Winnie the Pooh from Travis Dandro. Yeah. So those were some of the collections and graphic novels. Tad, the first one you're going to talk about, I'm really interested in.
Degas and Cassatt,
Yep.
one of the founders of the Impressionist movement, while also one of its most ruthless critics, too bohemian for the bourgeoisie, too bourgeoisie for the artists. Edgar Degas, who Eddie the Cat is named for, was a man of paradoxes, a loner. He only loved one woman without ever courting her, the American painter Mary Cassatt, whom we follow closely as well. And it is in the company of the latter that at the twilight of his life, Effa and Rubio open the pages of Degas' notebooks to try to unravel the mystery of this genius steeped in contradictions. Degas and Cassatt, A Solitary Dance. From NBM, March 13th.
That looks.
It's from Salvio Rubio and Effa.
So.
Next one that I want. What?
Oh, I was just gonna say. Speaking of, your pets with Eddie, do you guys still name your pets like you did with having like an art name like Salvador Bologna? Do you still do that?
Gala Apple.
Gala Apple. Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Was there a food connected to it with that name?
Edgar Gala Apple. For
Okay.
that matter, the dog is barbecue baked potato chip Zdarsky.
Okay, that is really barbecue baked potato chips at Ersky.
Well, Salvador's favorite treat was barbecue baked potato chips,
Yeah. Okay.
and potato was chip when he was at the pound.
Yep.
So we spun that,
Yeah.
and then we needed to have an artist, and I went, well, Chip Zdarsky.
Yep. Okay.
So
That's awesome.
barbecue baked potato chip Zdarsky.
That's funny. That's really funny. All right, go on to your next book.
The next one is from Graham Chaffee, Light It, Shoot It, Graham Chaffee's first graphic novel in 7 years. Light It, Shoot It is a classic tale of noir below the spotlight. Fresh out of prison for an arson conviction, clueless 20-year-old Billy Bonney. Billy the Kid reference, maybe?
Yep.
Finds himself drifting through the seedy and unsavory world of cut-rate movie making, even more out of place amongst his peers than he felt as a teen 6 years earlier when he got busted. Following his brother to the sets of Grade B and exploitation 1970s Hollywood seems like a path of least resistance until he accidentally lands a job as a handler to a has-been actor. But the bright lights burn harsher and show more than he anticipated as he steps lucklessly into a gangster driven plot to burn down a studio for the insurance money and finds himself in over his head. Drunken, washed up stars scrambling past their own prime producers, teenage girls on the make, slick hustlers, and violent fixers drawn in bold brushstrokes and hand painted in subtle washes. Chaffee brings vintage LA to the page in this propulsive adventure. Out April 3rd.
That's going to be awesome.
Here you
Light
go.
it, shoot it. I like that
Previews
title.
has a couple of pages to look at.
Oh, nice. I like the black and gray coloring to it. It's kind of got a gray wash over everything.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. That's going to look awesome. Cool.
Then Suffrage Song from Caitlin Cass, also from Fantagraphics Books. Seneca Falls Convention to the Voting Rights Act of 1965. This intersectional history of women and voting rights chronicles the suffrage women's triumphs, setbacks, and problematic aspects. She put in her work, but there's so much left to do. Begun in the antebellum era, the Song of Suffrage was a rallying cry across the nation that would persist over a century. Capturing the spirit of this refrain, New Yorker contributing cartoonist Caitlin Cass pens a sweeping history of women's suffrage in the United States, a kaleidoscopic story akin to a triumphant and mournful protest song that spans decades and echoes into the present. In Suffrage Song, Cass takes a critical intersectional approach to the movement's history, celebrating the pivotal, hard-fought battles for voting rights, while also laying bare the racist compromises suffrage leaders made along the way. She explores the multi-generational arc of the movement, humanizing key historical figures from the early days of the suffrage fight, Susan B. Anthony, Frances Watkins Harper, to the dawn of the new women, Alice Paul, Mary Church Terrell, to the civil rights era, Fannie Lou Hamer and Ella Baker. Additionally, this book sheds light on less chronicled figures such as Zitkala and Mabel Ping Hua Lee, whose stories reveal the complex racial dynamics that haunt this history. Impeccably researched and rendered in engaging, accessible comic style, Suffrage Song is sure to spark discussion on the vital issue of voting rights that continues to resonate today. Caitlin Cass is an American artist whose comics often reckon with her country's thorny history. Cass's work has appeared in The New Yorker, The Lily, and The Nib. She was the 2018 NYSCA NYFA Artist Fellow in Fiction at her 2020 solo exhibition. We got some pages here, too. This is a more traditional cartoon style.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. It's very... not old-fashioned looking, but I mean, because it does take place, it fits the time period of the story.
Well, but it's also like there used to be like nonfiction cartoons in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Before they could really do photos in the newspaper, they would do cartoons on things, and it kind of fits that style.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
And then we can't remember if we talked about this last week, so just in case, and because I loved it when it came out in single issues.
Yeah.
A collection coming out May 8th, Sirens of the City from Joanne Sterer, Carrie Randolph. Runaway teen Layla struggles to survive on the mean streets of 1980s New York City, far from home. But now every supernatural creature from the darkest corners of the urban grime is after Layla and the fetus with great power she never wanted growing inside her. Being a siren alone comes with its share of power, and Layla shouldn't dare let that go to waste. A mysterious villain known as the Rat King will use any means necessary to find out more about the boundless power Layla carries against her will. but will her power be enough to escape from his clutches and save her friends, the city, and even herself? Um, Stair and Randolph shine a light on bodily autonomy in a patriarchal world in this gritty urban fantasy.
How many issues was that? Six.
6 issues.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we talked about this last time. Now that you read that, it doesn't sound familiar.
Fair.
Yeah, but that sounds awesome. I like the artwork. The cover looked cool.
Mm-hmm. So
anyway, now we get to the final order cutoff for.
Now we get the final order cutoff.
January 20th.
So order sometimes actually no. First, I'm going to redo one from last week because its final order cutoff is Monday. But we're going to be talking to Zach tomorrow, so we're going to plug this again. If you're listening to this soon after it came out, pause right now. Go order this comic.
Yeah.
Final order cutoff is probably when you're listening to this. Cemetery Kids Don't Die, Zach Thompson and Daniel Irizarry. I actually read the first issue of this, and it's really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's like RPG playing in your sleep, but that's just like the tool being used to deal with loss and mourning and relationships, and
I'm opening
so good.
I'm opening the
Daniel Irizarry's art was really, really, really good too. So
download. I'm downloading the PDF right now that we just got.
Yeah, I was very impressed by the book.
Nice.
So that is like immediate final order cutoff. But then you've got a week to order the Cabinet #1 from Jordan Hart, Daniel Ebeltoft, Chiara Raimondi, or the Infernals #1 from Ryan Parrott, Noah Gardner, and John Pearson. That looks a lot like King Lear, only with the Antichrist.
Right.
Yeah. No Kickstarters going right now that I'm backing, so
okay.
Nothing that's on my radar.
All right.
I don't know if you've seen anything.
No, I haven't really had much time lately. But let's get into our 3 amazing new books.
Sounds good.
This
one of yours was like a last minute cut for me.
Was it?
One of yours was almost a disappointment to me.
Okay.
And I didn't read the other one of yours.
Okay. So we're going to start with my #1, which was the Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Jonathan Hickman's relaunching this, and Marco Cicchetto.
So I've heard some of the spoilers.
Okay.
And they definitely made me not interested.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts?
It's an interesting take. This isn't a spoiler. You find this out in the very first intro page. This is a universe where Peter was not bitten by the spider. And so it's 20 years after the event that he would have been bitten. But you remember the Reed Richards from this universe is calling himself the Maker. I don't know if you remember that. Anyway,
I've read all of the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah,
literally all of it. I've read every page of every book in the Ultimate Universe.
So this is the event, or not an event. This is a situation like 20 years later after that event, and like Peter in middle
the
age.
Maker didn't really die in Secret Wars, and he's bringing back the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah. Which I'm excited about. I don't know about you, but
I can't decide yet.
The spoilers that you read, did they just make you go, eh?
I mean, one of them is what you just said. That he didn't get the powers initially; he got them.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
And the other one that I'm going to go ahead and spoil here, because if you haven't read it, you're either not going to read it or this shouldn't matter. Ben's still alive, and that just messes with my head too.
Yeah. So Ben's alive. May is not.
Yeah, but it's not Peter's fault.
Nope, because he never became Spider-Man.
Right.
And so he was. Yeah. So none of that ever happened.
So yeah, I almost want to wait until we're like through an arc and see what people say. Is this really Spider-Man, or could it just be somebody else?
True. I have really liked this first issue. So that's why, I read it kind of last minute before we started recording, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Well, and if you really
this-
liked it, that means more to me than anybody else really, or I guess I could name other people that it would mean something, but it means more to me than most of the critics really liking it
Okay.
would mean.
So
But I mean,
I loved the Ultimate Universe, and so to see this
I do too.
coming
But
back.
Peter Parker is supposed to be Peter Parker. So
Yep.
if it turns out that Peter Parker didn't need Ben to die when he was a kid
Yep.
to be who he is,
Yep.
then I'm interested. If he winds up being this completely different person because his life was completely different, then it's like, no, just give me a different character.
I think the answer is somewhere in between that.
I like care. I mean, and I'm like the opposite of most fanboys.
Yep.
I have no problem with somebody else being Spider-Man. I have
Mhm.
no problem with somebody else being Captain America. Those are costumes.
Yep.
But there's no reason why somebody else shouldn't be Spider-Man. No problem with Miles Morales as Spider-Man. I have no problem with Kamala Khan. I mean, I love
Yep.
Miles Morales as Spider-Man. I love Kamala Khan as Ms. Marvel, right?
Yep.
For that matter, I actually had an argument with a friend recently because he was saying Ms. Marvel is Carol Danvers. I'm like, no, it's disgusting that Carol Danvers was ever Ms. Marvel. She was a highly decorated military officer before she got the power. She
Correct.
always should have been Captain Marvel.
Correct.
She probably should have been like Admiral Marvel.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
It's so degrading that she was ever Ms. Marvel.
Degrading. I never thought of it like that.
For Kamala, she picked it herself.
Yeah.
And she picked it because of the old one. And oh yeah, she's a teenager.
Yep.
You
Kamala
know,
Khan.
for Kamala, it makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
right? But where I do have a problem is, Peter Parker should be Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Miles Morales should be Miles Morales.
Yeah.
I mean, other than maybe the occasional Elseworlds or What If,
Yeah.
I don't need like an ongoing series where, oh, this person is Peter Parker, except that he doesn't seem like Peter Parker.
Okay. I'm following you.
Just give me a different Spider-Man.
Yeah. I think it's going to be somewhere
you know what
in
I mean?
between. I think there's going to be some stuff that is definitely not in character of Peter Parker. For one, he's middle-aged now. And
Yeah, no,
he's got a family.
He's middle-aged in the current Marvel universe too. So I mean,
Yeah.
and I really mean, there are essential things about Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Parker's dedication to family. Peter Parker's dedication to doing the right thing, even when it's hard. Peter Parker's complete inability to remember to put the oxygen mask on himself first.
Yeah.
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 If those three things are true, Peter Parker always trying to do too much.
Yeah. We didn't get that in this first issue.
No. So I mean that, Peter Parker, the nepotism baby at the Daily Bugle already feels a little weird.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it is. Yeah, I mean,
right. I mean, do I think that you could make a great Spider-Man story out of taking a nepotism baby and giving him powers and having him have to decide whether he was going to be a good Spider-Man or a bad Spider-Man or whatnot?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't get why you'd need that person to be Peter.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to spin it. Like, where's that? You're right. There was that event where Uncle Ben dies, and that's what really spurred him on to become the hero that he did. And,
well, but also Uncle Ben, even before that, had been big on responsibility.
Yeah.
Which, again, Uncle Ben hiring, I mean, hopefully it doesn't turn out he's really the nepotism baby.
No, it doesn't. No, he's got a job at the Bugle. Uncle Ben is the publisher. But
right. Which, I mean, again, that makes it sound like the nepotism baby.
Yeah. But you find out in the story, Uncle Ben leaves pretty quickly from the paper.
Right.
Anyway.
So, I mean, yeah, I will almost certainly read the first arc when it's out. I might jump on earlier if you keep liking it. I'm certain it'll be good. Jonathan Hickman doesn't do bad work, but
Uh-uh.
I mean, this is like my little hang up.
Yep. No, I get it.
I think I've talked about it on the air before. I know I've talked about it with tons of people. My biggest problem, my single biggest problem with the entire Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy
Okay.
is that they named Gordon's partner in
Robin.
Batman Begins Floss.
Oh, Floss. Yeah.
And that's the name of Gordon's partner in Batman Year One. But Gordon's partner in Batman Year One is like an ex-Marine, 6'6" blonde Adonis.
Yeah. You don't like it that they made him
Not a greaseball,
yeah, overweight,
sloppy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like, again, I don't mind that you don't give Gordon the same partner. That doesn't bother me at all.
But don't
But
change.
why can't his partner be Jones then?
Yeah. Why does it have to be a Floss when that's not Floss?
Right.
Got it.
Right. And again, unlike so many other people when it comes to comics, the costumes to me are not the characters.
Right.
I don't have a problem with even somebody else being Superman. But if it's going to be Clark Kent, it better be Clark Kent.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Or there better be a really good story for why it's not Clark Kent and, an end to that story.
Yeah. My next one, we can keep moving on, was Acid Chimp versus Business Dog #1, Mark Russell and Bryce Ingman from Ahoy.
I literally texted Bryce while I was reading this.
Yeah.
When I got to the part where he was promising to watch Home Alone 3.
Yep.
When they
It's
got
better
back.
than the first two.
Better than the first two.
It doesn't even
Bryce
have,
responded
doesn't even have
that,
Macaulay
that,
Culkin in it.
That Bryce's response was that is it Rush Hour? What's the name of the character? Give me a second.
Well, I don't know these characters outside, of them by themselves. I was never really that familiar with Acid Chimp or Business Dog.
Yeah, Rush Hour. Rush Hour is the name of the character. He said that Rush Hour has shitty taste. Which, I mean, when you've got the strength of two men,
Yep.
I suppose you're allowed to have shitty taste.
So yeah, I really liked this. This was funny. It was just fun. And then Swan Songs #6, W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo. This is the one that you didn't really like, I'm guessing.
This is the one that disappointed me a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little.
Did you like the play off of Shel Silverstein? I mean, being like it was reading a Shel Silverstein book?
But I don't think that they nailed it.
Okay. I was a little bit weirded out when...
And it's hard
Yeah.
to nail that level of whimsy and poetry.
Yep.
I mean, W. Maxwell Smith or Prince is a comic writer.
Yep.
Not a published poet. So, I mean, I don't know what level of poetry he, experienced, but it felt too much like just
regurgitation of... I could see that. I enjoyed it. The only part
I did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
And the series itself is still great,
Yep.
etc. It just didn't. And part of this is I love Shel Silverstein.
Yeah, me too.
And while, anybody who knows me knows that I hold almost nothing precious. I love cover songs. I love other people's takes on characters. I love taking chances.
Uh-huh.
Right. And I guess that's what it comes down to. I don't feel like he took any chances.
It was a very rote Shel Silverstein kind of thing. I mean, it felt very ham-fisted.
It didn't have the whimsy. It didn't have the...
Yeah,
Shel Silverstein is like a children's version of Ogden Nash.
Okay.
Where he works in form unless that doesn't work, in which case he'll break any rule at any time to make you laugh.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like that was there.
I like it when that motif broke and the patient got a hold of the camera
Yeah.
and was like, oh, that really took me out
Yeah,
of it
no,
for a
the
second.
end was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, and again, and really a lot of it comes down to how good some of the other books were this week.
Uh-huh. Speaking
Because
of,
Acid Chimp just barely missed. Acid Chimp versus Business Dog just barely missed, and I like laughed out loud and texted one of the writers while I was reading it.
yep.
If you told me at that moment that it wasn't going to be my top book, I would have laughed my ass off. I'm surprised Fish Flies didn't make it. Masterpiece #2 didn't
Fish
make it.
Flies
It
was
a good
close
week
for
in
me.
comics.
That was close
Yeah.
for me.
Fish Flies was great. So it was not in any way, shape, or form bad. It was probably a victim of my high expectations.
I can see that. Yeah.
Um,
But
between the fact that I loved the first five, loved the first 5 books, even though I wasn't really expecting to, and the fact that I love Silverstein, as soon as I saw the cover, I was psyched.
mm-hmm. That cover is cool.
Well, just a little bit flat to me.
Yeah. I had a little time getting through it, like trying to find the rhythm of the poems. Right. I was like, they didn't roll like a Shel Silverstein poem would. But
and they didn't make me laugh like a Shel Silverstein poem.
Yeah, because it was very depressing. I mean, it was very...
Yeah, but you can be depressing and make you laugh.
True.
I mean, a lot of Shel Silverstein poems are depressing.
That's true.
I'm amazed that those are considered kids' books sometimes.
I know. Some of them are pretty bad.
It's not that they're bad.
No, but I meant like...
And it's good for kids to learn about that stuff, particularly in ways that doesn't devastate them and allows them to talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes weird when you just think of them as silly kids' poems to read them and go, oh, dear God.
Yeah, right. All right. So what did you pick for your 3 amazing new books?
Dead Box, Mark Russell, Benjamin Tiesma, Piotr Kowalski.
Mm-hmm.
This is much delayed. The first 3 issues came out like early last year. I'm assuming that something happened with Tiesma and he wasn't able to finish because Kowalski did the last 2 issues and they didn't release them as issues. They just released the entire story
for one
together.
volume. Yeah.
Right. But my God, is it good. It's so much better than I remembered it. I hadn't read the issues together. You read the issues together and they start really... Yeah. Mark Russell, social commentary with dark humor. I mean, he's got the formula down, and This is one of his masterpieces.
Yeah, I saw it on the shelf. I just had too much in my pile this week.
Yeah. $10 digital.
Okay.
So next one, and I kickstarted this, so I got a free digital copy. Zorro, Man of the Dead #1 from Sean Gordon Murphy at Massive. It's kind of updating the Zorro legend, and I feel like it almost has a little Don Quixote mixed in. Just the first issue, so we're like being introduced, etc. But I really dug it. Murphy's brilliant art, people who love Batman White Knight are gonna love this. People who love Zorro in general are gonna love this. It's a great book. And then the last one that I'm gonna list, I haven't actually finished. I've really only read like the first chapter or so of many because it's like a 300-page book,
right?
And those are like 50 different artists, but it's on Hoopla already, so rather than having to debate whether I was going to spend $30 on it, even though I didn't know if I was going to have time to read it, I was able to borrow it and start it. And man, is it good. Underground, the illustrated Bible of cursed rockers and high priestesses of sound from Menard Lagouflec and Nicholas Moog from Titan Comics. I really just read the first chapter, which is on Moondog.
Oh yeah.
who's like a homeless man slash drummer slash symphony writer.
I went to college,
So
and
cool.
one of my buddies was in a band called Moondog.
Yeah.
Um,
No. I like seriously, yeah, so cool. I'm hoping to be able to spend some more time with it this weekend.
that's impressive that it
Uh,
made your top three and you hadn't finished it. I mean, that must have been made really
I mean,
good.
it's long.
Yeah, right. I get it.
So I mean, what I made myself promise was I'm going to get through one because that's going to give me a feeling for.
Right.
I already know the list of people they're going through, and there's a lot of people I'm looking forward to going through.
Right. Right.
But I'm still going to go in order. I'm not going to go find my favorite band and be. I don't know this first guy, so boom. And they handled it really well. The art was great. Um, yeah, I can't complain at all.
Okay. Cool.
And you know me, I love mixing music and comics.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
Well, should we get on to our great responsibility for this week, or do we have more?
Yeah, in just a second.
Sure.
'Cause I think I was gonna. Yep, there we go. Share my screen. See. Oh, I gotta hit the share button.
There we go. Okay. I like that. That's some really cool artwork.
Yeah.
So we're looking at just black and white pen and ink
Strong
drawings.
pencil, good,
Yeah.
good information.
Yeah.
Daniel Johnson's next.
That looks awesome.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, it's got Moondog, Daniel Johnson, Colette Magni, The Residents, Sun Ra, Tall Dwarfs, Kevin Coyne, Uma Sumac, Sky Saxon, Jonathan Richman, Eliane Radigu, John Fahey, Raymond Scott, Boris Vian, Tucson, Cramps, Merrill Funkhauser, Lydia Lunch, Krautrock, Alex Chilton, Nico, Billy Childish, Nurse the Wind, Eugene Chadbourne, Crass, Captain Beefheart, Bridget Fontaine, Lee Hazelwood, Kim Fowley, Dub, Patti Smith, Un Dram Musical Instantane, Black Metal, Towns Van Zant, Kosi Fanny Tutti, and Peter Ivers.
Okay.
So I know about half of them. The
Right.
half of them that I know, I like quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I recognize about half of those names, I would say.
Which makes me very interested in learning about the other half.
Right.
So yeah, that's how essentially 4 pages out of 200 some odd
Mm-hmm.
was able to get it on my
Okay.
316. I read like 4 or 5 pages out of like 316, but it was enough to get it into my top 3.
Sure.
Even a really good week of comics.
I can see that. That's awesome.
So, yeah. I already had to send another text message to a friend because you seem determined to make me look bad.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Uh-oh.
Particularly because by the time you put your 3 writers in, my 3 writers were already in.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
So you figured it out.
Yeah. That's funny.
He was probably my 4.
Was he?
Yeah.
Are you looking at my number 2?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, now I'm with you. Yeah, what we're talking about is our favorites of 2023. This is our part 2 of this series. Today we're going to talk about our best writer, or favorite writer, I should say, favorite artist, and favorite cartoonist. Tad, why don't you go ahead and start your list?
Tom King had a good year.
Yeah.
Tom King has a good year most years.
That's really, I mean, he had the most credits
Gotham
to his...
City year 1,
Yep.
Danger Street, Human Target, the One Bad Day, Riddler, Love Everlasting, the Joker story, and Batman the Brave and the Bold, Wonder Woman, the Penguin, Animal Pound.
Yeah. If you hadn't
I
put
didn't
him,
want to put Tom King on top of my list. I
if you
really
had,
didn't.
if you hadn't, I was going to put him on my list, but then I didn't want to double up on our lists if we could help it.
Yeah, I really didn't. I wanted to put almost anybody on top of the list,
Yep.
but particularly, wrapping the year with Wonder Woman and Animal Pound.
Yep.
It's like, fuck.
Yep. In that Batman One Bad Day, Riddler was so good in my opinion. I loved it. That was my favorite out of that series.
It was a mic drop,
mm-hmm.
as he so often does.
I almost put your number 2 as well for a different category. But then I realized that I was wrong.
What other category could Kelly Thompson go in?
I was wrong on. I thought she drew it as well when I was.
She just writes it.
When I was looking at Jeff, yeah.
No, it's Gary Huru that does Jeff.
Yeah,
but yeah, Kelly Thompson wrapped up her Captain Marvel, did Black Cloak with Meredith McLaren, who might appear later.
Yep.
Had a fantastic story in Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder. Mm-hmm. Did The Call, which we both liked. And her Birds of Prey has just been fantastic.
Yeah, tons of books that she did this year.
Kelly Thompson's had a very, very good year.
Uh-huh.
And then Alex DeCampi. I mean, frankly, I could almost throw her here just for Parasocial.
Correct. Yep. But Scrapper was so good.
But she also did Scrapper and wrapped up Bad Karma and Brandenburg School for Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she actually did something else that I haven't read. I'd have to go look. That's just what I've read.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a career resume. If anything, I almost feel bad for having Tom on top and Alex on the bottom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I guess what it is Tom has so many great books and still almost had a career year this year.
Yes.
And Alex also has so many great books, but she didn't just have a career year this year. I think between Parasocial and Bad Karma, she wrote a couple of the best comics of like the last 10 years.
Okay.
She wrote a couple of books that are going to be those slow burn books, that they're the ones that are going to continue to be bought year in, year out. Word of mouth. I don't think they're going away. And if they do, it will make me sad.
Right.
Because they're that good. So yeah. So who are your 3?
Well, I did my list.
Get me in trouble.
I did my list not based on how many works they put out this year, but mostly what were my favorite
get
stories.
A heart from Mr. Cantwell.
Good deal. Jeff Lemire was my number 1 from doing Black Hammer, Fish Flies, Bone Orchard Mythos, Tenement. All 3 of those series I'm reading. I'm waiting for each issue every month. I think they're just awesome.
Yeah.
And then Chris Cantwell did Briar, which I thought was really good.
Oh, amazing.
I really enjoyed.
Can't wait for it to come back.
Really enjoyed Gold Goblin. And then Hellcat.
You've completely forgotten Namor.
What's that?
He did a Namor series too.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't read it though.
And Star Trek.
I didn't read him, but I knew he did it. I should have put him on my list. But again, I was going for the ones that I had read, at least portioned of. And then this one was tough. Chip Zdarsky was impressive this year to do both Batman and Daredevil, and then do that Howard the Duck that came out. I thought that was really a fun book too. Again, that one was a little bit lackluster. I mean, there was more hype around it than I think it was due, but it was still a really good book.
Yeah, it was still fun, and his part was good.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, good choices. And you left out Stillwater.
I read like one issue of that. So
I love it that Cantwell and Zdarsky make your writer list, and they both like came close to mine.
Yep.
And my favorite books from them aren't even among the ones that you read.
Like I said, I did the ones that I read.
Which is just, I mean, it's a testament to how good they are.
Yeah.
That my favorite books from them aren't ones that you read, and they still made the list.
Right. Yep.
So, like, seriously, go out and read Star Trek Defiant.
Yep.
definitely read Day of Blood. Um, read Stillwater
And
and
no
read
more.
Public Domain from Chip Zdarsky.
Mm-hmm.
Just amazing, amazing, amazing books. So yeah,
What?
this is what happens in the Latin America of comics.
Exactly. There's
It's
so
hard to
much
make,
good stuff. Who'd you
and
pick
even the
for your?
best. Sometimes you haven't read it all.
I know. Who'd you pick for your best artist?
Our boy Alex Cormack is had such a year.
He's so versatile. I mean, like we've talked about how he seems to be a different artist every book, and not in a bad way. I mean, meaning that he
And I
can
don't even think there was an issue of Duel that came out this year. I'm so waiting for the next issue of Duel.
really.
I love that book,
Yeah.
but I don't think an issue came out this year.
Mm-mm.
But we had all of Breath of Shadows,
Mm-hmm.
a book called Killing Hope that I forget who he's doing with it. Devil That Wears My Face and Ghosts on the Water are all ongoing right now, various places. As is Drive Like Hell. I don't know if he's actually doing these books simultaneously or if Stiff winds up in the can before it winds up coming out at various places, but like he just does so much and it's all so damn good. And I wind up reading things that I would never read except that they're Alex Cormack art.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. And then Erica Henderson,
Oh,
both
yeah.
because she was fantastic on Parasocial,
Yep.
but also because she was fantastic on Danger and Other Unknown Risks with Ryan North. And those two books are so fucking different.
They
It's
are
not even funny.
the night and day, right? That's what I'm talking about. She's very versatile, like Alex, right?
So to be, and you're noticing a theme. I like artists that can tell a story where it's not automatically, oh, that's Erica Henderson. I mean, Erica's a little closer to that, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where their personal style doesn't outweigh what they want the story to be.
My list was the exact opposite. I picked out people that had a very strong, unique voice to them.
Well, I agree and disagree. We'll come back to that in a second.
Okay.
Because I love all three of the artists that you put down too.
Okay.
I agree that they have a more signature style, but it's got more breadth than a lot of people give them credit for.
True. You're right. Go ahead with your third one. Sorry, but I didn't mean to...
My third one is Michael Avon Oeming, Blue Book, United States of Murder Inc. and Project Monarch, and he is like the people on your look. You can't look at a Michael Avon Oeming book and not know it's a Michael Avon.
Right.
Okay, he has a style, particularly his face's body shapes are a definite style.
Yep.
That said, I don't know if it's picking the books that his style fits, or that there's enough flexibility in the style, because Blue Book
with static.
Blue Book is pretty different from United States of Murder Inc.
Correct. It's very blocky. Blue Book,
right?
Is very seeing.
Well, going back to what we were talking about, it's got a lot of that old nonfiction newspaper, cartoon to it.
Yep.
Project Monarch was just, but anyway, yeah, no. And obviously, I give extra points at least this year to having done a lot of work, because, I mean, particularly if all of your work is at a high level, how can I say? I mean, it's hard enough to go, amazing art A is better than amazing art B, rather than just they're both amazing.
I know.
So at some point, it's like, okay, you did 900 pages of amazing art and you did 200 pages of amazing art.
Right. I know. You got to come down to apples and apples,
Yeah. So yeah, those are my three artists. Your three are a great three.
Okay. I went with not necessarily, again, breadth of catalog or anything like that, but just art that really spoke to me this year. And Martin Morazzo on Swan Songs really gave that.
Well, he didn't do the whole thing. He only did.
No, he didn't.
He
But
only did the last one.
right, and that he had him. I added him to my list in like the last hour last night or whenever I read this book.
Or wait a minute.
He did more than the last book.
Because number 5 was Alex Ekman Lawn.
Yep.
Number 4 was Caitlin Yarsky.
This creepiness of I thought with
Number 3 was Philippe Andrade.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Casper Weingard. And number 1 was Martin Simons.
Okay.
Now, Morazzo does Ice Cream Man.
Yeah. That's what I was. Okay. That's where I'm.
So I mean, he did Art Brut. So he's very connected to Prince. And I think he did a cover for each issue of Swan Songs.
I think his artwork feels the creepiest with Prince's. Like if you look at this stuff that's supposed to look like Shel Silverstein stuff, but it's just got that like Art Brut looked creepy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the way he draws faces is just a little unsettling. And I really like that. I really like that very heavy lines.
And he did the art on what's still my favorite Chris Cantwell book, She Could Fly.
Mm-hmm.
And did amazing on that,
Yeah.
But again, I mean, you said Martin Morazzo absolutely has a style, but at the same time, She Could Fly is so different from Ice Cream Man.
Correct. Yeah. I think that might have to do with the colors on there was much different for sure.
Well, and the colorists are a different person.
Yeah.
But still, a lot of the old Marvel artists, not only do they have a style where you can pick out like how they make their faces and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
but they lay out their pages pretty much the same all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They use pretty much the same action poses all the time, right? They don't do the same level of acting with their characters. Martin Morazzo is a as are both of the next two on your list, masterful at doing both acting and staging, to use cinematic terms. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. My second one on my list is Elsa Chartier from Love Everlasting.
Well, and as much as I love, it feels so weird to say this. As much as I love Everlasting,
yeah,
I am not 100% certain that I think it's the best thing she did this year. Because do you remember her short in Devil's Due, the distillery anthology?
Mm-hmm. It was very good.
Fuck, man. I am so looking forward to that book when it comes as a book.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was something else.
Yeah, I can't wait for it either. And then my third pick was Tula Lotte from Scott Snyder's Barnstormers.
Another just brilliant artist that doesn't do enough interiors.
Mm-hmm. I loved it. That's what kept me going. Like when I downloaded it on a whim because it was a Scott Snyder book and just got sucked in.
Right.
Yeah. So those were my picks for best artists. Next up, we've got best cartoonist,
which is essentially writer-artist.
Yep.
If you do both, we're calling it cartoonist. And I like cheated here because I took a couple of people that did art for other people too.
Yeah.
Because Jesse Lonergan tops my list. I really liked his work on Arca and Miss Truesdale. Arca was with Van Jensen and Miss Truesdale with Mike Mignola. Um, his like indie comic, Faster, which is like it's like a sew button size. So like
Mm-hmm.
the half page um like auto racing book that's just fantastic. And then the not yet published but completed in an editing stage, but available on his Patreon, Drome, which is just like this epic fantasy story,
Mm-hmm.
which is amazing. Um, and I can't wait to see more of um, Man's Best, which everybody else will get to see in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Um, and then Meredith McLaren, uh, Black Cloak, we talked about already with Kelly Thompson. Such a good book.
Yeah.
You know, the mystery and high fantasy all rolled into one. I'm looking forward to more of that. And she did her own fantasy book via Patreon that she then kickstarted a hardcover that I think they're getting sent out soon. So I'm looking forward to having hands on a physical one called Stoneheart
Mm-hmm.
that I'm really, really looking forward to. And then I'm wondering if with my last pick here, um, I'm cheating in the same way that I don't know if you're cheating with your first pick. So I'm going to say how I'm cheating with this pick. I haven't actually read anything that this person wrote and drew this year because that's how far behind I am on their comic. But I know that they put out work at the same pace they always do, which is prolific
Yes.
all year. And I love their work.
Mine person puts out work daily, on the weekdays.
Yeah, 4 days a week, right?
Yep.
I think I'm further behind. Yeah, actually, I'm probably not further behind on your artist than I am on mine.
Okay.
Because I was late to the Lower Olympus game.
Yeah. I haven't even started it, but I want to.
It's so good.
Okay.
It's so good. And she followed us on Blue Sky.
Great.
So I'm going to need to reach out to her, but I'm trying to like, if not catch up, at least make it through what's essentially the first trade paperbacks worth.
Yep.
But I mean, we're talking something that has like 300 some odd chapters of like 10 pages apiece, and they're dense.
Yeah.
Like visually dense. There's
Yep.
a lot to soak in.
Yep.
Rachel Smythe, Laura Olympus. Again, it's a cheat because I haven't read anything she's written in the last year. Everything I've read is older than that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is my
That's
cheat.
just because there are too many damn comics coming out.
That is the cheat as well. And so we'll go into my number one, Jeff Jock, who does questionable content,
which is so good.
which is, about indie bands.
I don't think I've even read any questionable content in the last year, so I really need to like go read some.
I'm about 2 years behind, honestly.
Yeah.
Because right now his number of strips.
I think I was caught up 2 years ago, but I haven't gone back to read any in like 2 years.
So a few months ago, I took on the task of starting over at the beginning, and he has 3,500 different strips up on his website. So I mean, it's a lot to get caught up to date. But he's just so consistent with his artwork. And I just find the colors, while simplistic, his artwork is not at all overly packed, like you were saying about Laura Olympus. It's very simplistic in the fact that it just concentrates on the characters and the situations they get themselves in.
And Laura Olympus does too. She does acting really well.
Yeah.
So you spend time paying attention to the body language and the what's the word I'm looking for? The facial expressions, etc.
Yeah.
It's just a Yeah, I don't know how to put it.
Okay.
Each chapter's like 10 pages and probably takes me 5 minutes, which given that they're not word heavy
Mm-hmm.
is a significant amount of time. But I have trouble doing more than about 10 chapters at a time without having to like decompress
Right.
and soak it in.
Yep. I'm gonna have to
Uh,
start this because I'm looking at it
I
right
mean
now.
I mean I can't and I have trouble just figuring out the words because really what it comes down to is like with questionable content, I will sit down and I'll read 500 of them
Yeah.
in a sitting.
Yeah, because that's not terribly difficult to
Right.
do.
Um, and I do think that I like Lore Olympus a little bit more than I like questionable
Okay.
content. Not a lot more, but a little bit more,
Sure.
which is why I'm still wrapping my head around why I haven't managed to binge it all.
True.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't completely wrap my head around like the why. As I'm at questionable content and looking at other good comics, have you read Oglaf?
No, I haven't.
That's really good too.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's funny. And then let's see here. Looking over our thing. My second pick, because I've read. This is a guy that I've read pretty much everything that's come out this year.
Yeah.
That he's put out. I would say I've picked up everything. Is Stan Sakai with Usagi Yojimbo.
He's another one that I could pick any given year.
Yeah. Yep. We've talked about him all year long, so I don't need to go into tons of detail. But
I
Stan,
thought about it.
yeah,
Stan's so good.
yep.
Stan's so good.
And then I just downsized my screen by accident. My third one is a new one that I just kind of fell in love with his style. Is Jay
Finally
Stevens?
read the third issue and was a little. It was a little flat to me. I don't know if I was tired or
Okay.
it took me a lot longer to like get through. I wasn't as into it as I'd been with the first two.
Okay.
Um,
See, he just,
and I have enough trouble pegging the why to like blame it on him.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're like you can't quite pinpoint why it's fallen flat.
Right. So I feel like I just probably wasn't paying enough attention or whatever. But the first two had just like completely grabbed me, and this one, it's not that it didn't. It just yeah.
I just find his artwork endearing and whimsical.
It is. It's very Sunday comic strip
Yes.
with like slasher horror movie stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and that juxtaposition of,
Charlie
genres,
Brown decides to kill Linus.
kind of. Yeah, it's got that vibe to it. And I think it's great. I think he's onto something.
Yeah,
and
no, I dug it.
Yeah.
I dug it.
So,
Wellings was a good book.
yeah. Well, those were our favorite picks for this week. We got a part 3 next week where we're going to get into shoot, I don't have the list up. Do you know what our 3 categories
translations?
are? Yep.
Translations, nonfiction, and wildcard category.
Okay.
So anything else that we didn't manage to talk about?
Okay. Sounds good. So that takes us to our last segment of the show. 3 books we hope will be spectacular next week. This is always kind of my favorite, where I get to peek ahead at what's coming up. And
what's the furthest place from here? Number 17.
Yeah.
Number 16 had a big reveal about like where the adults are.
Okay.
So I'm really, really interested to see where we're going with 17. Deviant number 3. Number 2 asked some interesting questions about.
I only read the first one. I got to read the second one because the third one's coming out. I'm a little behind.
Deviant number 3.
Okay.
And Wonder Woman number 5. I already talked about how, Tom King was having a great year, and then Wonder Woman and Animal Pound came out. And it's just like, man, dude, like slow down.
Yeah.
Do something that I'm lukewarm on.
Yeah. Animal Pound is going to be probably our top book for 24, I think.
I want to give other people attention.
Right?
And really, it would have been hard to have either Deviant or Wonder Woman on the list, except that I've already read Enfield Gang Massacre #6 and The Nasty #6, and they're both fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Condit and Phillips wrap up Enfield Gang Massacre just amazingly, and John Lees continues to knock it out of the park with The Nasty.
I can't wait for what he's going to do next.
Yeah. So
he's quickly becoming one of those writers. I just pick up whatever he writes.
Yep.
For
I'm getting there myself.
Yeah.
Also, a collection I'm really looking forward to. New Taiyo Matsumoto.
Okay.
Taiyo Matsumoto did Tekken Concrete. Sunny. He's another one of my favorite mangaka. Ping Pong is probably what he's most known for. Cats of the Louvre is probably my absolute favorite of his. He's got a book coming out next week called Tokyo These Days, the first volume. So I'm very interested in seeing that.
Cool.
So.
Well, I am looking forward to Black Hammer, The End #5 from Jeff Lemire and Malachi Ward from Dark Horse Comics. That it's kind of weird because we're reading the Black Hammer, but you and I are way back at the beginning, and now we're at
this point we're closer to the middle, but yeah,
but yeah, we got a few arcs to get through before we're up to the end, but so I'm reading it in real time, and then I'll be reading it when we get to it. My second one is Space Usagi Death and Honor #2. Stan Sakai. Like I said, I just been reading tons of Stan Sakai this year.
Stan's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, Stan's amazing.
He is. And I'm always looking forward. He's one of my favorite X-Men characters. Cable #1. They got a new Cable series from Fabian Nicieza. Is that how you pronounce it? Nikeza? Okay. And Scott Eaton.
You can keep your Cable.
Yeah, you're not a Cable fan?
I'm not as much of an X fan, period, but I didn't get into most of the like new 90s characters.
Okay. With the big 90s boom. Well, late 80s when it really started with Deadpool.
Even Deadpool, I'm pretty selective on.
Mm-hmm.
Never really got into Cable, never really got into Bishop.
Bishop's harder to get into. His personality as a character is a little bit abrasive because But anyway, new Cable series. I always really liked Cable. I thought he was a cool character because he's a time traveler, and that's so interesting to me. And like his backstory of getting sent into the future to grow up in the future with, Anyway, I could go on and on. We should do a X-Men centered episode when
I mean, at some point, I'm certain we will.
Yeah, we will. All right. So, anything else for the good of the order, Tad?
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
All right. Well,
another week in the books.
Yeah.
One more week of our favorites, and then we'll get back to.
I think we're on Black Hammer.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out which one.
Yep.
Forget which one.
I think it's Age of Doom.
Sounds right.
So, anywho, we'll catch you guys after the next page. See ya. Hey guys, this is Tyler from 22 Panels. I'm here to tell you all about our Patreon. If you enjoy this show, please consider donating to our Patreon to keep this show going. We have many different tiers, all different levels to help you decide what's right for you. Okay, so get on out there to patreon.com/22 Panels Podcast.